Hi, my name is Alexander Orelogio. I am 19 years old and I live in New Jersey. My parents immigrated here from Argentina, and today, February 7th, 2026, marks 1 month and 1 day sober. Not sober off everything, but I was very addicted. Well, am very addicted to marijuana. It's pretty hard to talk about, and honestly, I'm only playing Minesweeper to not look at a camera or anything. But it was pretty bad. It was really bad. Um, I feel like not a lot enough people talk about sobriety, and those who do just get dismissed pretty easily. Um, the culture now is very party culture. Everybody glamorizes drugs for some reason, and it shouldn't be like that. You know, drugs aren't something that should be glamorized because it's not. It's not cute. It's not something it's beneficial. Yeah, you could have a good time, but I mean, is it really worth it? And it's not. It's not worth it. You know, it's caused a lot of a lot of pain for me. Um, and I think the worst part about it is when you're using it to suppress other problems. You know, problems you try so hard to avoid, problems that you're not supposed to use drugs to stop, because drugs aren't a problem solver. you know it's okay, use it every now and again. Maybe you go out drinking with your friends, you know it's one thing. But when you're smoking because you can't even leave the house, it becomes a problem. you know It was so bad for me, I couldn't leave, I couldn't do anything until I smoked. If I wasn't high, I wouldn't want to be around people. I would just lock myself in my room. And even when I was high, I would just want to be alone, even when I was outside. So, it was really hard for a long time. And even quitting, I've tried to quit so many times before, just to end up getting back into it. And I don't know, part of me wants to just record myself and put it out there just to try and give myself some accountability, you know, try to make sure that this time is the final time, that I don't have to keep going through this process over and over again. Because it's hard. Quitting is not easy, especially when I was so dependent on it for such a long time. You know, it is a little embarrassing to post something like this. If I even post it, God knows what will happen with this. Um, but I wrote some things during a really bad breakdown I had. Um, and I want to share them. It's very personal, and I wrote this when I was in a very, very bad state. But I'd like to be able to share it just in case, anybody has these same problems, and, just even if it's one person, maybe they can relate. Maybe they'll, make that step towards sobriety, or bettering themselves in one way or another. I wrote this on January 3rd, 3 days before I smoked for the last time. Sometimes I feel like I'm not in control of my actions or emotions, and it terrifies me so much. It's like you just randomly wake up in the middle of a story that you've just been placed in, and you have to face the consequences of whatever someone else has decided for you. I have constant mood swings and I can never be fully happy. It's so hard to talk about to people about these things because I'm so scared of being judged about it. Anytime someone tells me, "Why can't you be normal?" or they call me weird or something, it triggers me, and I may seem fine on the outside, but inside it feels like someone threw a Molotov inside of my body. And I'm the only one who knows how bad it hurts. At first, I thought it was the drugs that did this, but it's not. I think my mom has similar mental problems, and I'm not sure what it is, but it hurts so bad, and I hate feeling like this. I've contemplated suicide many times, yet I've never been able to push myself to an attempt. It hurts so fucking bad, and I always feel so alone. I've pushed away people I've loved because I believed that relationships were supposed to fix it, but I was just an ignorant fucking idiot, and instead of communicating my issues, I would just bottle it up and push them away. I feel every emotion so violently, and it is so exhausting. I get so scared when I sleep because I don't want to end up sleepwalking like I did in the past and end up doing something I'll regret. I don't want to harm anyone, ever. All of my feelings only affect me now, and I despise violence. I hope one day I'll be able to have a happy family, truly enjoy my life, but I'm so fucking scared that I'll never be able to have that. I love my family so much, and I don't want to let them down, and none of them know about this. I don't know if I could ever tell anyone about these things going on with me, but it just keeps getting worse and worse, and I think I have to tell someone eventually. But it's so hard to tell someone without worrying if they'll look at me differently. If anyone reads this, it's not me. I'm sorry you had to read that, and I hope I'm a positive effect in your life. Because although I can't do it for myself, I do want to make everyone around me happy. Because that's what my dad does, and I wish I could be like him. There's also one more thing. Sometimes there's a voice in my head that says things that I don't believe in. It'll be like the opposite of what I'm thinking, and it won't try to persuade me to another way of thinking, but the fact that it's there scares me. I don't know why or what it's there for, but it's alarming, definitely. For now, it hasn't been a problem. And that was the last thing I wrote. Ever since I wrote that, I haven't been able to go back to writing. I usually like writing about, my life experiences or people that I've met, but ever since I wrote that, I just haven't had the courage to write anything else. I I want to stay sober. I want to be better. I understand that my mental issues weren't caused by drugs, but drugs only made it worse. Eh, If you have some type of mental issues or trauma or you're just going through something, don't use drugs to try to suppress them. You know, it won't make them better. Maybe it makes it better for the time while you're high, but it's not worth it. You know, um, I hope somebody has some takeaway in this. Maybe somebody listens, maybe somebody cares. If not, I don't expect much. I'm not asking for pity. Um, I'm putting this out for myself, and If nobody listens, that's fine. It's I just hope, I continue to stay sober. And yeah, it's just a month. 1 month isn't crazy long, but it's a lot for me. And I'm sorry for whoever actually listened to this. Um, this isn't something I usually do, but thank you if you do truly care. And for anybody that is considering quitting, you know, you have my support. You know, if you need somebody to talk to, I know I'm just some fucking random dude on the internet, but I would be more than happy to help anybody with their sobriety or with any issues they have. Even if I don't know you, that doesn't mean I don't care. Because at the end of the day, everybody needs somebody that cares. And if you don't have anybody, then I could be that somebody. Anyway, that's enough for me. Thank you for listening if you did. Um, yeah.